Good morning, my friends. Lori the Frugal Mom here. Happy Saturday. Here in New Jersey, as you can tell by my hoodie, it is cold and damp and rainy. It is about 58 degrees, but here by the water, they say that it feels more like 48, and that's pretty accurate. So, I figured I would take you along my errands today with me. I am in front of the house where I feed some stray cats. I work with an organization that my friend runs, and every Saturday I feed 2 stray cats. Unfortunately, I hope I don't get too emotional about this. One of the stray cats was found deceased in front of the house where I feed him last Sunday morning. I believe he was probably hit by a car. He's black and white. His name was Checkers. And he was a sweet boy. He was feral. And we tried to get him to acclimate into inside life. And he just became withdrawn and depressed and very nasty. So we did what we could for him vet-wise. Well, he was fully vetted. And then he was returned outside, and he was very happy. And usually he lived between the yard that I'm in front of, the backyard that I'm in front of, and then there's an abandoned house behind it. So he would go between those 2 properties and live underneath the deck. And I'm just feeling so bad because, you know, as a rescuer, you get used to these pets. Well, they're not pets, but you get used to these animals. And I just wish there was more that I could have done for him. But I hope he knew he was loved, because every day a different volunteer would come and each one of us would spend some time. And, you know, every once in a while we get lucky and he'd rub up against our legs while we were feeding him. So, rest in peace, little guy. And now I just have Shadow to feed. He's a big gray boy cat. Yeah, he's handsome. I didn't see him today, though, because it's kind of windy. It's supposed to rain here all day, starting in like an hour. So he's probably hunkered down somewhere, but hopefully he'll come out when he smells the food or when he gets hungry. I left him a nice big bowl of crunchies. I filled his water bowl up. He's got a nice can of wet food, so hopefully. I worry about these cats. So, one day I'll make a video explaining how I got so into cats. But for now, I'm just going to go about my errands. I'm going to go to Dunkin'. I get a gift card for Mother's Day. And I'm going to run to the bank. And I'm going to hit the supermarket. So come along with me. Just waiting for my coffee at Dunkin'. Yep, I'm going through the drive-thru today. Oh, trying not to show anybody's license plate. Here's the rain, y'all. Yep. Looks like it's going to be a rainy Memorial Day weekend, but that's okay. We're not going to let it rain on our parade, so to speak. I'm still going to do a barbecue. And it'll all be good. We'll still have fun and be well fed. So now we're at the bank. I just have to go in and deposit some cash that I had on hand. That I've been wanting to deposit. I went to coin store the other day with a bottle of change, so it's not that much. It's like 30 something dollars, but you know, the jar was getting heavy, and that took me about 6 months. So I'm at ShopRite now. Let me just adjust the phone, you guys. There we go. I'm going to show you the circular. Everybody and their mother is here today at ShopRite, and I know it's Memorial Day weekends, but they have some good sales. And even though it's Memorial Day weekend, like I said earlier, like, it's really going to be rainy and crappy for most of it. But let me switch the camera around real quick. Got meat. Woohoo! $2.99 a pound for ground beef is a good sale. So I am going to get as much of it as I can, which it says 3 pounds here. Well, no, I'm sorry, 5 pounds here. So I might have to use my daughter's card. She doesn't really shop, but she has one. And get another multiple. And then sausage, which I have a lot of sausage in the fridge, but I might just pick up a little bit, just to have it, because that's a great price. And baby back ribs, can't beat that. They've got cheese on sale. I'm good on cheese, I think. The hot dogs that we like, because you can't have a barbecue without hot dogs. I'm going to make my own salad. I'm going to make my own rolls, I think. I'll think about it more when I'm in the store. Now, 2 for $3 for a good-sized bottle of barbecue sauce, and this is a good one. That's a great price. Of course, it's excluding no sugar added. But with summer coming up and all the barbecues, I'm going to get 2 more bottles, even though I have some in back stock. Can't beat that. I'm trying to think what else. They've got ice cream, 2 for $5, so I'm going to do that. Let's see what else on this side. Cherries, $2.99 a pound. I love cherries. They're one of my favorite fruits. And I know that they're high on the glycemic index, but I only have 10 of them at a time. So I'll just get a little bit, so I can get them eaten by the time they start to go bad, and it'll be okay. Same thing with watermelon. Love that too. We'll only have like a little bit at a time, and my son will just tear right through it. And Gigi's coming over tomorrow too, so she'll have some corn on the cob. So I'm not getting steak. That's still too expensive for me. Or lobster. But I might get one of these just to have in the freezer for the kids. And crackers are always good to have in the house, so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do the 3 for $9. I am not going to do the Snapple because I can make my own. There's a whole bunch of other sales in this circular. I'm going to look through it as I'm in the store. I'm really glad that I don't have to shop for Instacart today, because at least I can take my time in this crowded store. When I'm doing Instacart, I'm kind of timed for everything, for how long it takes me to shop, for how long it takes me to deliver, drive there, and all of that good stuff. So I will see you in the store. If it's really too crowded and I'm not able to film, I'll just do as much as I can. All right, so got my Dunkin', got my circular, went through produce. Now I'm just looking through the seasonal department because they have sunblock on sale. And what I like to do is get it while it's on sale. It only goes on sale a couple times a summer. And since I am so fair, I definitely need it. And I like to get it for the kiddos too. So I got a 2-pack at Costco for $11 a few weeks ago of mine. And then I like to get a formulation for my face. And then I'll get just like a generic, well, not generic, but just like a regular like sport one for that. Let's see. I'm gonna get this 2-pack. Alright, I'll show you what else I got. Watermelon, some blueberries, they were $2.99. The corn was 10 for, I think, let's see. Oh, no, yeah, 10 for 2. And cherries were $2.99 a pound. And I did decide against baking because look at how inexpensive these are. $1.99 each. So I'm going to bake dessert and whatnot. So I saved myself that work. And oh, look at all the cute little floaties and stuff. Now, we had a little blow-up pool last year. We've had pools throughout my kids' childhoods. Nice candles too. 3 for $10. It's not bad. And I'm the one that always ends up taking care of them. So I decided against that. Let's look over here at the sunblock. I also need ant traps because at the Jersey Shore in these old houses, ant traps are a problem. Ants are a problem, rather. Oh, 60 plus. But I don't want the sport. It feels funny. I need something light. Yes, this is definitely the one I like for my face. That's funny. Gorgeous sleep. So if I take this, will I wake up gorgeous? And of course, you guys, I forgot one thing. And it's all the way at the end of the store. gonna try some icy hot for my sister's leg. And thankfully, I got what I needed. They're on sale this week. Now I'm online. Oh my gosh, guys. I feel like I was in that store forever. I was in there a pretty long time, like 2 hours. I got there at 12, actually a few minutes before 12, and it's 2:03 now. Whew, but it was crowded, at least when I first got there. It's not that bad now. And I bought a lot. I got a lot. I will show you guys when I get home and unpack it all. I am hoping that Matt will come out to help me. If not, I'll record it later. I'll take it all out little by little. You know, I'll do the grocery haul in stages. Cold stuff first, of course. Got a lot of meat. And for what I spent, I actually got a lot. Even got flowers for me on the clearance stand that they have. $5 for this big, beautiful bunch. Here, I'll show you. They're right here with me. This one's a little peaked, and that's probably why. But once I put it in water with the food in it, it'll perk right up, and they'll be beautiful for days. So you just have to change the water every day and trim the bottom. Not every day with the bottoms, but... oh, if you know, you know. Okay, you girls tired? I'm going home now. I will be back with y'all later. Okay, guys, here's my ice cream. I'll show you this first. This is Teddy, and yes, King Retro. I know you don't like when my cats go on the table, but I will wipe everything down, and I do several times a day. Get your nose out of there, boy. That's Teddy. So these were 2 for $5. These were on sale for $3.99. And then, unfortunately, these were not on sale. These were 5 1/4. These are for me, so I don't spike my sugar. And there's 6 of them in here, so that's not so bad. Now I'm gonna go put those in the freezer. Okay. Yeah, there's Oreo. She's being nosy. So these are like our health and beauty items. I did show you the face sunblock. And everything here was on sale with the exception of the alcohol. That was just a regular price. But it wasn't bad. So these we like to take just to boost our immune system. And these were on sale for $6.24. They're normally $12 and change. They were half price. And I have not bought Band-Aids in almost 3 years. The last pack that I got was huge and it was from Costco. But they haven't had that deal in a while. So this was $6.99. It's regular $10.99. So this is not bad. And this is the size that we mostly use. And we're almost out of them. So I got those. And then these guys I showed you in the store. These were 2 for $7 and change. And this was $1.25. I need this for when I give myself insulin and test my blood sugar. I'm doing this with gauze pads because it ends up being cheaper than the pre-wet ones. But I do have some pre-wet ones for when I travel. And this is powder. So when you're a little bit heavy and it's summertime, this helps to keep you dry. If you know, you know. And this was, let's see, this is normally $7.59. It was on sale for $5.59. And this will last us all summer. And then I got some 9-volt batteries. These are on sale for $2.59 each, which is great. I hope that they last long. These are like a more natural battery. They will supposedly break down in landfills, Enviromex. And we have 3 carbon monoxide detectors that use these. So we needed those. And then for my sister's leg issue, these were on sale. These were $5.99 each. They were half price. And then this roll-on, or actually it's cream, I'm sorry. I wanted to get the roll-on, but they were all out of it. Was also $5.99. All right, produce. So as I showed you in the circular, these beautiful ears of corn were 10 for $2. And then they had bags of coleslaw mix for $1.50, and that's cheaper than me buying my own cabbage. So I did that, and I'm really the only one that will eat coleslaw on the regular. So I'm just going to use 1 bag to make some coleslaw, and I'm going to use the rest for a stir fry. And then 1 cucumber. We already have one in the fridge. And that was 75 cents. I got 2 avocados. I don't usually like to spend that much on avocados. They were 99 cents. I usually will go to Aldi, but with the price of gas, I wasn't just going to go to Aldi for one thing. So I sucked it up. And ahead of iceberg lettuce, which was kind of surprising. Iceberg lettuce used to be no more than like $1.50. This was $2, and we use that for burgers, and whatever's left I'll just use for salads. Got a pint of blueberries. These are $2.99. And some grape tomatoes. They were $1.99. I think I showed you the grapes were $2.99 a pound. This is 1.5 pounds. And I got grapes. This is a pound. They were $2.99. And I like to put some scallions in my potato salad. I will be taking a video showing you the recipe. And I also like to put some parsley and dill. I had dill in the refrigerator already, so this is my parsley. I won't let it go to waste. I'll put it in other things. This hurt a little bit. Again, this was another reason to go to Aldi's, but didn't pay to drive to another store just to save a couple cents or $1, you know. So these were $4.49 for 5 pounds for the potato salad. But you know what? It's cheaper for me to make my own potato salad. I can make a lot more than what I can buy it for, and it's better, and I know what's in it. It tastes a lot better. And then I got a beefsteak tomato. We already have one in the fridge for sandwiches and burgers. And 1 lemon for 50 cents. I like to put that in iced teas. And a bag of onion for $1.99. It's 3 pounds, and that's not a bad price. And of course, our staples bananas, they were 54 cents a pound. I remember when they were 33 cents a pound, but we eat them just about every day. I got them nice and green so that we could finish up what we have before these start turning. And then snacky stuff. So these were 3 for $6, which isn't bad. I know that chips are not a necessity, but I do have kids. We are going to have a barbecue. This bag of pretzels will last a while. These were 3 for $6, and then these are for tomorrow. So for the barbecue, I didn't think that that was a bad price. Moving right along. We got 20 cans of cat food, and these cans will last us about a week. And they were 10 for $8.40, which isn't bad. It's cheaper than PetSmart is. I can't believe the price of cat food these days, right? I mean, I know it was a long time ago, but 40 years ago, or 43 years ago, I'd say, when I got my first cat, a can of cat food was under 20 cents. And then when I was an adult buying cat food, you could get them anywhere from like a quarter to like 65 cents. This is a little crazy because without the sale, they would be 85 cents to 99 cents. So, wow. And then I got some fine china. Now, I regularly keep a little bit of fine china in the house, and it lasts us forever. This is a 26 pack of the bigger plates, and we use these for barbecue season. So we have 52 plates here, and they will probably last us the whole summer, and they were $1.99 each, so that's a good deal. I know that they're not a necessity, but when you just want to have a cookout, you just want it to be easy, right? And I think that's a great price. Then I got this Pyrex. I don't think I've ever discussed it with you guys, and everybody's preference is their own business, but I do have plastic Tupperware that I use for some things, but I don't like to put hot things in it or heat up in plastic because of the microplastics. So I have quite a collection of these. Unfortunately, I provided meals for someone and they didn't return quite a few of them, so I have to build my collection back up so I have enough to put our food in. So this was on sale for $6.99, regularly $9.99. So maybe once every couple weeks, whatever's on sale, I'll get another one. But I like that shape and that size. And these are expensive, and I hated to have to do this. Usually I'll buy a 4-pack at Costco, and it's $22. 2 of them were $17.79. But I have really bad dry eye, and I was almost out of what I bought from last month. It depends how long that 4-pack will last me. In allergy season, not as long, or if it's very dry, not as long, or if I'm sick. So I had to get them. You know, and spending the $17.79 might be painful, but not as painful as if I tore my cornea or something like that. So that was that. And then I think I told you guys in the supermarket, I decided against making my own buns because I'm going to be doing some baking. I'll make my salads. So I got these old-time potato rolls. My kids love potato rolls for $1.99 each, and that's not a bad deal. And finally, our meat. Now, ShopRite had a really bunch of good sales on meat this week. Oh, kitties. So the ribs, and this is not reflective of the price, but I'll let you know on the receipt. The ribs were $2.99 a pound. So I got 2 racks. They're frozen. I will do a dry rub. I will let them sit overnight, and then I'll slow cook them in my oven for a couple of hours on a really low heat, and then I finish them on the barbecue. And I usually will make some barbecue chicken along with it. I only like to eat maybe 2 or 3 of them, but my son and my daughter will just clean them up. And the ground beef, the 80/20 blend. These are family packs, so they're over 3 pounds. That one's 3.5 pounds. That one's 3.22. Again, the price on the package does not reflect the sale. So they were $2.99 a pound. This little pork loin, I love these little pork loins for a delicious fast dinner. This was $5.99. And then the kibasi, I was glad to see the light one. They were $3 each, and that's always a fast dinner too. And then hot dogs. These are one of our favorite brands. These were $2.99. No, I'm not going to use these all this weekend. I got 3 packages because, again, my kids love hot dogs. And this is normally $7.99. I got a log of fresh mozzarella because we like to enjoy this with sliced tomatoes and basil to make a caprese salad, or with some roasted red peppers. So that's all for the meat. That's a lot of meat. That's a good deal, but I'll let you know how much they actually were after. Whew, move the bill of my cap so you can see my face. Okay, guys, so I just got all the groceries put away. I'm chilling with Oreo, and I'm chilling with Mittens. You can't see him, though. Well, let me show you. Hey, bud. But you can kind of see him. And I am just having a sit, and I figured I would tell you what you didn't see in the video because your girl's tired, my back and my wrists are hurting, so I don't want to carry anything else heavy today. And I don't usually, but, you know, if I'm feeling okay, I can carry a 12-pack of soda with my right hand, you know, but I've got 4 12-packs of soda. Now, I know soda is not a necessity. I'll explain why I buy it, even though I don't have to. So I will only buy a soda when I get it at a really good discount. I have a soda stream. I can make soda. I've got some syrups here. But I kind of like to weigh the cost of the syrup or a really good sale. So I'll save the syrup from when there isn't a really good sale, and I'll buy the sale when I find it. Well, ShopRite had a phenomenal sale this week, and I'm guessing it's because of the holidays. They don't really have a sale like this very often. I mean, the cheapest I ever get it is a 24 pack for $10.99 or $9.99. But this week they had 4 12-packs, so 48 cases of soda, and it was all the Coke brands. So I got all the zero sugar ones for, let's see, 4 for $18.88. And then I wasn't expecting this, but each 12-pack had a 50-cent off coupon, so I could use that too. So that means that 4 12-packs was $16.88, which makes them each $4.22 a case. Hasn't been that low in a long time. So, yes, I got those, and that will last quite a while. I mean, that'll probably last us about 2.5 weeks. Because I'll also make iced tea, and I'll make Kool-Aid with Splenda. Isn't she cute? My girl, yes. I've got my arm around her. She wants some mommy time since I was gone so long. Right, baby girl? Yeah. Forgive me. I got distracted rather from what I was talking about because of this beauty next to me. And my phone ran out of memory. So there was a soda, and then I got 4 more gallons of spring water. Our water is absolutely disgusting, and no matter what I do to it, I can't get it to not taste disgusting. So I got that. And then they had a 12-pack of Snapple, so I got Snapple Zero for Matthew for $4.99. And yes, I know this is not a necessity, but I do like to have some bottled drinks and, you know, little bottled waters for him to take to school. So he usually will go through a bottle of water and then another drink, and I will only buy them when they're on deep discount. I don't like him to use disposable bottles anymore because it became more costly than buying the single-use cases because he would lose them everywhere or forget he had them in the room, and they'd have something in them and they would be too disgusting to clean, really. So those 12 bottles will last quite a while, because I also have a 12 pack of cranberry juice, light cranberry juice, that I bought him for like a steal. It was like $3. So we're good on drinks for him. And a watermelon. I got the watermelon. I think that was $2.99 or $3.99. I could look on the receipt, but yeah, that's still in the car. I'm trying to think what else is still in the car. That's it. So I'm wondering if you guys can guess how much I spent since you saw everything I bought. Now, it's going to sound high, but keep in mind that a lot of this stuff is going to last quite a while. You know, like that's enough meat for a couple of weeks. You know, and I've got some meat in my freezer too. I've got plenty of frozen vegetables, canned vegetables, rice, pasta. I have cat litter. I've got paper towel, toilet paper, shampoo, all those toiletries, soap, you know, laundry detergent and fabric softener. The only thing I will probably need to go run and get, you know, is some fresh produce, milk, more water. You know, I'll either bake bread if the temperature allows, or, you know, I'll just go buy bread. But we've got sliced bread already. Like, I like to buy 2 packs at Costco when I'm not baking. So, yeah. So, the grand total for that shopping trip was $338.75, and I saved $224.98. Wow. Can you imagine? That would be over $500. Holy crap. I think I did pretty good. What do you guys think? I mean, I got a lot in today's day and age. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to make hamburgers with probably most of one of those packs. Probably I'll be able to save like a pound. So, I mean, I'll still save, you know, the other package, and I can make meatloaf and meatballs from that. I mean, when I see ground beef on sale, I go to town. Oh, I forgot to tell you how much the ground beef and the ribs were. So the ribs were $21 and change for both racks, which is awesome. And the ground beef, which it was almost 7 pounds, was, let me think, $24 and change. So yeah, you can't beat that with a stick. And remember, I got the kibasi, the hot dogs, and the little pork roast. And along with everything else that I have, we're good for a little while. You know, that's a relief. Oh, and of course, next week I need to buy more canned cat food, right, guys? I won't forget. Sometimes if I have some extra chicken, like I do tonight on a rotisserie chicken, or I have a couple extra chicken legs or thighs, I'll break it up for them and they'll get a little bit of a treat. They're spoiled. So, it is almost 4 o'clock. So this is pretty much my day. The next videos that I'll be making today will be of me making my salads. So I'm not going to do anything exciting between now and when I start that. All I'm going to do is put my feet up for a little bit. I'm going to have something to eat, a nice tall glass of ice water, and I'm going to relax for a little bit and maybe take a nap because I had been running for 4 hours. So, sorry I couldn't show you guys more stuff in the store, but you know, it's a holiday weekend. It was super busy. I didn't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. So I will end this video here. So much for a day in a life, right? Just being a mom, not doing anything too exciting, you know. And you will see me in cooking videos. I probably won't be able to get them edited and downloaded tonight, but you will be seeing them in the next couple of days. Please like, share, and subscribe if my content is content that you like, which includes everything being a mom to teens, dealing with chronic illnesses with grace, living an abundant life on a low income, frugal shopping, frugal cooking, food pantry blessings, counting your overall life blessings, homemaking, all of that stuff, and of course midlife for us ladies. So a little bit of everything, and I keep it real with you guys. So I hope that you guys have a lovely evening, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, I'm sending love from New Jersey.